in this video.
What
Sitting
you can
around
see,
a bonfire there in Shopian district of South Kashmir.
well, all these militants seen in the video are local militants and part of the Hizbul Mujahideen militant outfit. Remember, just this morning, militants struck in the same area. They have killed 4 of our soldiers, have been martyred, 7 soldiers are injured, and 1 civilian has been killed.
And this, of course, having taken place when they ambushed an army patrol which was returning after having conducted a COAS operation in the area. The video here assumes significance, of course, in the backdrop of this latest attack in Shopian.
Well, according to intelligence sources, the Lashkar and Hizbul Mujahideen militants have held a meeting in south of Kashmir recently where they had decided to carry out joint attacks against the security forces. And this is the latest reminder of how these Hizbul militants can be seen warming themselves up around a bonfire. This video, of course, will try and tell you which date it belongs to, but the fact is this comes very close to what happened earlier today, that attack on an army convoy that led to the killing of at least 1 civilian, martyrdom of 3 soldiers, and 7 other soldiers that have been injured in that attack earlier today in Shopian.
Yes, we're going to be establishing the date, the timeline when this video had been made. We have with us our principal correspondent, Arish Bilal, getting us those details. Arish, what more has been revealed in this video? What more can you get us?
Well, according to the official sources, these could be the group of militants for whom the security forces had launched a coordinated search operation in Shopian area. And when they were returning from Chitragam in Shopian, they were ambushed by the group of militants. And it's assumed that these may be the militants who could be involved in this attack, in which we are told that the 4 army jawans have lost their lives and 1 civilian too has lost his life. In fact, we are breaking here on NewsX that the army officer who was critically injured in the attack, he too has come, now taking the death toll in that attack to 5. So this video assumes significance because earlier we have seen the Hizbul Mujahideen and Lashkar and Hizbul militants had a meeting in South Kashmir at some undisclosed place where we can see the members of the Hizbul Mujahideen welcoming the militants from Lashkar and Hizbul, and the group are discussing the fight in Kashmir and also how to take it beyond the borders of the state. So these are very vital information coming out of these videos, and this could lead the security agencies to capture or neutralize these militants.
But after this attack earlier today in Shopian, where we've seen the martyrdom of our soldiers, 7 of them also being injured, Arish, are there any leads that they are picking up on their whereabouts? Where could have they gone? If there were any injuries or casualties on the sides of these terrorists? Because this video suggests roughly about 5 to 6 of these militants who worked in this pack could be responsible for that attack on the army patrol today.
Well, that's absolutely right. In fact, as I pointed out, that this could be the group of militants whom the patrolling party was tracking. Because remember, this group, this patrolling party of the 44 Rashtra Rifles, which was returning from coordinated search operation in Chitragam, that had specific information about the presence of some militants in that area. But they were in fact concluding that operation, and they were returning from that operation when they were ambushed by a group of militants. So this is a big attack and a big challenge for the security forces who are operating in that area, because in the recent past we have seen that the security forces have been suffering heavy casualties. So the security forces will have to redraw their strategies while combating the militants in South Kashmir.
Are the security forces maintaining here? In how many terrorists have managed to be nabbed in that particular attack?
Arish, we will just come to you. Please stay with us. We have Commodore G.J. Singh joining us over the phone line. Thanks very much for speaking with us, sir. What we're seeing on our screens at the moment is the latest video that we have in our possession. Shows about 5 to 6 of these militants trying to warm themselves up around a bonfire. These seem to be the Hizbul Mujahideen militants over here. Do you believe this video that has just come out, sir, could be the same group of militants that attacked today the army patrol that led to the martyrdom of 4 of our soldiers and also 1 civilian that has been killed in this terror strike?
It's quite possible because this attack has taken place early in the morning. In fact,
yes.
I would call it midnight. And at the same time, I would say that these people are emboldened because there is no any strict or firm message coming from these political circles in Kashmir And at the same time, these people are emboldened now because they probably want to prove our army chief wrong, because army chief has very clearly said that any person who is involved in like stone pelting or engaged in terrorist activities will be treated as anti-national. And probably they want to send a message that it has no effect on them. And because we are the ones who need to set our house in order, because we always, the political circles in our class, in our country, sending a wrong message, because there are people who become sympathetic to these people. They talk about human rights. They start talking about, the trouble in Kashmir, which needs to be politically resolved, dialogue with separatists, and all kinds of, these excuses come up. And therefore, what I find is that we are sending a very confounded, very confused signal always, because we are the ones who are actually, army is the one which is actually fighting them. But at the same time, there are other agencies in our country which are, shaking hands with these very people, especially in Kashmir, like the PDP and their Chief Minister Mahbooba, who is always talking about that they need to address the problems of the people there, in spite of the best treatment which they are getting.
Right.
It's very unfortunate, and this will continue like this because there doesn't seem to be any resolution to the whole problem, because we are not fighting as a unified body. We are fighting a battle in which our MOD is fighting with this very mighty arm, strong arm with Pakistan, but the other agencies are sending groups to...
But Comrade Singh, help us understand, and why do you think this is not going to be resolved despite a strong voice that comes in from the MOD, despite a strong voice that comes in from the COAS, the Army Chief here as well? Why do you paint such a dismal picture on that?
No, it will not be proved, because you see, we have to fight terrorism. We have to fight with these so-called terrorist outfits as a unified body, as one body. Out here, the MOD, the Army Chief, is fighting, no doubt about it. But at the same time, we send the wrong message to the world and to these people. When we send people to Karachi for the Literature Fest, and we give them the most favored nation in trade, and we...
That's right. So conflicting signals that continue to come in. The government, in fact, would need to speak in a more unified voice. I appreciate that point there coming in. Arish Bilal, also our principal correspondent, with those updates.
And with that, it's a wrap on this edition. We'll be back with headlines and top stories. Stay with us.